Good morning, everyone. My name is Krista Wiley. I am a Platinum as well as ITAN card holder and Rising Tide Elite member. You guys, I'm so excited for all of you guys. Today, we're going to go over what it takes to be a great leader. And so this is going to take some interaction from you guys, but also I do have a little bit of a slide presentation for you guys on that. You guys, before we get started, before I kind of walk you through the steps of what it takes to be a great leader, you guys, I want you guys to put in the chat box, what do you think are some great characteristics of a great leader? What are some good characteristics of a great leader? Put it in the chat box for me. Thanks, Ryan. I love my shirt. Accountable, listens, respectful, in the trenches with you. Awesome, awesome. What are some great attributes of a good leader? Always learning, positive, honest, empathizes, open-minded. Others can bring new things and ideas. Yes, you guys, awesome. They're all great attributes, right? Great attributes of what a good leader is, right? Let me go ahead and share. Coachable, absolutely. I think that goes both ways, right? Encouraging, absolutely goes both ways. Got to be coachable. You got to be willing to listen, right? All of those great, wonderful things. What does it take to be a great leader? Move some things around on my screen. Awesome. A go-getter, right? It's like your own personal cheerleader, honestly, right? Your leader's got to be cheering you on. So what does it take to be a great leader, you guys? There is no magic formula that will instantly make you a great leader. It takes time and dedication to learn how to achieve the goals you set and how to inspire others to follow you and do the same. Everyone has their different ways of doing this, whether it's through rewards, allowing more freedom within rules, working alongside your business partner. Some people, unfortunately or fortunately, do micromanage everyday tasks. Each approach works differently for everyone, but each type of leader has taken time to figure out their style. Do you guys know leaders that fall into each of these categories? You guys, in the chat box, which leaders fall under which leadership style? You guys didn't know that I was going to be asking you to do some homework, right? Put it in the chat box. Of those leadership styles, which leaders fall into that? Whether they're reward-based, whether they just kind of let you whimsically do whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe they are a leader that is down in the trenches. Maybe they're a leader that literally is just every single thing, which leadership style do you think some of these leaders have? There's no right or wrong answers. You guys put it in the chat box. You guys see these leaders. These are all of Rising Tide's Platinums. Which type of leadership style do each of these have? How well do you know your leadership? Maybe you guys are typing. Maybe it's going to take a minute. Okay, Nikki Lee was what kind of leader? What kind of leader was Nikki? I want you guys to tell me. Erica is XYZ type of leader. How do you see it, right? Marnie is XYZ type of leader. I am what type of leader? Jody is rewarding. Okay, awesome. So she believes in the reward aspect, right? Charles Lee is passionate. Okay. Okay, so it's either rewarding, freedom, working alongside you, or micromanaging. Which one of those four? Christina allows freedom and offers rewards. Okay. Jody is rewarding. Nikki was working alongside you. Awesome, awesome. Tommy works alongside you. You guys, this is a positive thing. We want to know what kind of leaders are we, right? Justin works alongside me. Mandy, I don't think Mandy's a platinum. So of these platinums, you guys see these pictures down here, right? These are your leadership of Rising Tide. What is their leadership style, right? What type of leader is Sarah? What type of leader is Emily? What type of leader is Bill and Gail? Right? So I'm gonna go through this, and then we're gonna readdress this again, right? As we go through the makeup of leaders, right? What kind of leader are we, right? Resilience. It takes resilience, you guys. Being a leader can be tough. There's a balance between creating a strategy and supporting and guiding others to execute that strategy to manage, making decisions that impact the business, and a team of individuals who are following your lead is a responsibility that can at times create a sense of tension. Building a resilient mindset is often the missing link for leaders who don't want to stop at being an effective leader, but rather want to be an exceptional leader. Resilience is the key to dealing with leadership challenges effectively and boosting leadership performance to thrive in your leadership position, right? Anybody here think being a leader is easy? Anybody think being a leader is easy? No, not at all. No, 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 right? No, it's not, right? But it's very rewarding, right? Being a leader can be tough, but you got to find that balance, right? Never was and never will be. No, no, it's just not, right? Flexibility. The ability to be flexible is perhaps one of the most important elements of a good leader. Not everything will go as planned. And somewhere along the line, someone will throw a kink in the works. A truly great leader is able to quickly adapt to these new situations and find a way around them. Rather than wallow in the misfortune, give up or attempt to plow on with the plan anyway, right? You guys, there's a common saying called adapt and overcome. Anybody ever heard that? Adapt and overcome. A true leader can adapt and overcome, right? It's like a boxer being thrown punches. They don't know what punch is coming next, right? But they have learned the art of being able to deflect every punch that comes their way, right? That's flexibility, right? Is our job in travel always the same every single day? Does everybody always have the same issues all the time? And is every issue handled the same exact way? No, it's not, right? You have to be flexible. You have to be able to roll with the punches. You have to be able to create a new plan, right? Communication. Anybody here ever taken a communication course in college or in high school? Ever taken a communication class? Yes, me. I totally walked into my like communication 101 class my first year of junior college, and I was like, oh, how hard could this be? Right? It's just communication. No, right? Communication is so difficult because everybody communicates differently. You have to learn how to communicate effectively, right? Being able to communicate effectively is a fundamental skill for anyone who wants to succeed in business. But communication isn't always about saying the right words. It also means that you are able to empathize with your team and follow through on the promises you make in those inspiring speeches. Letting your strengths shine through and emanate confidence in the way you communicate is one of the most powerful tools a leader can have, right? The way somebody even, the way somebody even says something, right? Communication is also inflection. It's tone, right? If somebody came up to you and said, have a nice day, or somebody came up to you and said, have a nice day, which one is better? Which one are you effectively communicating? Right? The first one, I don't believe it. You're not having a good day. You definitely can't tell me to have a good day because you haven't found your good day, right? So communicating effectively is a fundamental skill. And as you grow in your leadership roles, you're going to have to find a way to effectively communicate with people. Now, one of the greatest things I've ever been told is that I'm very, I'm diplomatic in tongue, meaning that I'm very good at saying things in a manner in which I'm not going to offend. But I think that took me time, right? It took time of me putting my foot in my mouth. Anybody here ever put their foot in their mouth and wish they could just like, as soon as the words came out, just like, wait, come back. Oh God, right? That's about communicating, right? You have to effectively communicate. Courage. Anybody think it takes courage to be a leader? Does it take courage? Yes, absolutely. It does, right? It does absolutely take courage, because let me tell you, it takes zero courage to stand in the back of the room in a corner and do nothing. Very easy, right? That's the easy way. But nothing in life is easy. And being a leader is definitely not easy, right? It takes courage. Courage is a fickle thing, but incredibly important in a great leader. A leader needs to be able to stand alone and stand up for what they believe in. Has anybody ever been in a group of people and they're the only one that feels a certain kind of way about something? Yes. You guys, I'm on a couple of different committees for the company. There are a couple of different groups that I'm in that make, leadership type groups. And I have no problem saying, I know this is the unpopular opinion, but I know that this is the unpopular opinion. This is why, right? In order for things to change, or in order for you to be heard, you have to have the courage to respectfully speak up. With courage also comes determination and patience. The ability to hold firm and not succumb to negativity or the pressure to crumble, and the patience to keep going along a difficult road until they reach the end with their head held high, no matter what the outcome. Courage is about taking the unpopular road, right? Because you feel passionately about it, and enough so that you're not going to keep it to yourself. Humility and presence. A good leader will often command the attention of an entire room. You guys, one person comes to mind when I read this sentence. Can you guys name that person? A good leader will often command the attention of an entire room, sometimes without even speaking. Anybody know who I'm talking about here within this company? A good leader will often command the attention of an entire room, sometimes without even speaking. Yes, founder, David McCovey. If you guys have never been in his presence, you guys, he literally could be in a room that was yelling, cheering, screaming. He could simply walk on stage and that room would get quiet. Why? Because he is a leader. He can command a room by simply being present, because people want to hear what he has to say. So they shut up and listen, right? This level of presence is not something you just possess from birth. You're not just born with it, right? It's a quality that needs to be earned through the respect of your team, working hard, and being honest at every step of the journey. Presence is often the result of humility in a leader. Acting aloof or superior to junior partners is likely to cause dislike and disruption, resulting in a negative environment. Instead, a good leader can listen to their junior partners, talk on their level, and gain their trust. You guys, I look at this as, anybody here have kids? Anybody have kids? If you are standing above your kid and you are yelling at them, right? It's not always the best, right? But if you kneel down, you get to their level and you talk to them, do you get a better response? Do you guys get a better response? Yes, yes, right? But don't get me wrong, we're all parents and we all hit that point where I've seen a meme or two and it says, you know, why is it I have to basically lose my shit in order for my kids to listen, right? Well, been there, done that, right? But sometimes if you talk to your team at their level, right? Not from a tower, not from some high superior cliff, but you actually talk to them, you will find that people tend to listen better, right? A good leader can listen to their junior partners, talk on their level, and gain their trust. Responsibilities. That's a hard one. Nobody ever told me adulting was going to be easy, right? Nobody told me the responsibilities that came in life, right? Same thing in leadership. Finally, we come to the last of the 6 qualities, responsibility. This is the ability to put up your hand and admit when you've done something wrong. That doesn't come easy. It comes with maturity and responsibility. Anybody here have a hard time saying when they're wrong? Anybody here like, nope, I don't care if I'm proven in the court of law that I'm wrong. I'm not going to admit it. I used to have a hard time. Yes, but I've done it. Are you capable of saying you're wrong? You guys, to me, that is one of the biggest things in a leader. If a leader cannot say they're wrong, how good of a leader are they? Because this is the thing. If you cannot say when you're wrong, how in the world is your team or your junior partners going to learn to say when they're wrong? Does that make sense? You teach, people learn, right? Teach that it's okay to say you're wrong. Step up and say it's okay when I made a mistake. I guarantee you that you will get 1,000 times more respect when you take the responsibility. Because here's the thing, when you do something wrong, everybody knows you did it wrong. Everybody knows that you were wrong. All they're now looking for is ownership. Responsibility also means being able to reward and congratulate your team. Spreading accolades and appreciation where appropriate can go a long way. How many of you guys love it when you get shouted out for whatever? How many of you guys love that? Booking, first team, business partner. Some amazing class you've taken, some amazing class you've put on. How many of you guys love that? Only a handful of you? 22 of you in here. How many of you guys love being appreciated? Absolutely, right? You guys do. So remember that as you're growing into your leadership, as you're growing into being a leader, Remember that if you love being appreciated, if you love getting accolades, it's probably a high probability that your junior partners do too. I once saw somewhere and it talked about the fact that productivity increases with accolades and appreciation, right? If all you're ever doing is telling people what they've done wrong and not appreciating them for what they've done right, they're probably just going to keep doing wrong things, right? Negative attention, positive attention, right? Give them accolades. It doesn't matter. And you guys, I will be the first to admit that I sometimes forget myself, right? Goes back to the responsibility of admitting when we're wrong, right? I will admit that is not my strong suit. I know that I have to work on that. That is the responsibility of being a good leader, right? When a person is able to accept blame and pass on congratulations to those who truly deserve it, a leader is born. Anybody else, anybody here hate when somebody else takes ownership of something that you've done? You're like, you put on a really great training and then somebody else takes credit for it. You do an amazing something and somebody else takes credit for it. And I'm not just talking about this company, I'm just talking about in general, right? Yeah, right? You put in all of this hard work, you do this amazing thing, and then somebody comes along and they just take it, right? Kind of sucks. You're like, but hey, you guys don't do that, right? Just in general, right? Give credit where credit is due, but also go back to the, if you messed up, you messed up. Don't point the fingers. What's that saying? Pointing at people is one finger at them, three pointing back at you, right? It's very discouraging. I love giving the acknowledgement to others. Yes, you know what, Jennifer? Some people, like, it's very, they're very good, right? So moving on, the harsh realities. You guys, anybody think here that being a leader comes with some harsh realities? Anybody think we deal with some harsh realities? Right? It's not always easy being at the top, right? Being a good leader isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you will have to make difficult or unpopular decisions or maintain your positivity even when you don't really feel it, right? Have a nice day. Have a nice day, right? You in the back of your mind can be like, this is the worst day of my life, right? But don't put that on other people, right? Sometimes you guys just have to screw on the smile, right? And be positive, because you never know when your 30 seconds of negativity could rub off on somebody and it be a lifetime of negativity, right? This is where your leadership mindset will be the difference between mediocre and exceptional leadership. Your team can only meet the goals you set if you are at the front, leading by example, motivating and encouraging your team to become coordinated and focused. My old boss actually drilled that into me when you walk in the door, that smile goes on. Absolutely, right? Your team can only meet the goals you set if you are at the front, leading by example, motivating and encouraging your team to become coordinated and focused. If you are sitting there telling your junior partners, post travel ads, do vendor shows, right? You guys should probably also be posting travel ads and doing vendor shows. If you tell your junior partners to hand out business cards, you should probably be handing out business cards, right? Show them right? If you want your team to grow, right? We're talking the team building aspect of this. If you want your organization to grow, what should you be doing? What should you guys be doing? If you want your organization to grow, what should you be doing? Lead by example. Show that you're doing it. Show them what you're doing, right? Once upon a time, I had a leader, and I won't mention the name, came up to me and said, you know what, Krista, as I was going through things, I wish I would have shared what I was doing to help others grow. And that hit me, that struck me, right? As I was growing in my leadership, right? Sometimes we learn from other people's mistakes, right? You guys, the other thing that I've heard multiple times in my 2.5 years of being in this company is you should grow because I need to hit XYZ rank. I need you to do something because I need something. Anybody? Yes, Anna, right? Like it. No, that is not how a leader acts. You want them to grow for them, right? It's for them. Everybody already knows that you will get something too. That's not the important part. You need to grow for you. You need to do this for you. I am here to help you, right? I want you to be successful. I want you to be able to quit your 9 to 5. I want you to be able to stay home with your kids. I want you to be able to vacation more. I want you to be able to junk that car that you've had for 25 years and purchase a new car. I want you to succeed, right? That's how you build it, because what is that person going to do when they get into a leadership role? I want you to succeed. I want you, you can always say, I want you to succeed like I have, right? Anybody go to Founders Call and like they leave Founders Call with like these goosebumps and just this like, oh my gosh, I want to be like that. I can't wait until my name gets read. I can't wait until I'm a top booker. I can't wait till I'm a top builder. I can't wait till my platinum organization gets called. You guys, I will tell you that when I hear or when I have heard my platinum organization be called, it's not about me. My platinum is not mine. That was earned by all of my junior partners, by my up and coming leadership. It's our team. Do I lead the team? Yes, but it's our team. You guys need to remember that, right? It's a team. It's not a dictatorship. We're not dictators, right? If you are going into a new frontier, then there will be mistakes, miscalculations, and the inexperience of everyone involved in this new journey, right? As leaders, we make mistakes. Sometimes we decide we're going to change our onboarding. Oh, nope, that didn't work. So we go back to the other way. You have to, goes back to that flexibility. Being able to be flexible to try something new. And be like, oh, nope, that didn't work. Right? Anybody's team ever tried something new? Like the leadership was like, okay, we're going to try something new. And then it didn't work. And we're like, yeah, just kidding. Go back to the old way. Anybody's team ever done that? Yes, right? That happens. Guess what? We never would have known if that way worked if we never tried it. Right? What's that saying? Nikki always said, if you want to change your life, you have to change your life. Same thing. If you want to change your team, if you want things to grow, if you want things to improve, you want things to be moving forward, you got to make some changes, right? But understand that with those changes, there may be some miscalculations. There may be some mistakes. Have grace. Because at the end of the day, your leadership, or you as the leader, you're doing that for the betterment of your team. Have grace for your leaders who are trying to make things better. In situations like this, it is your leadership that defines whether you succeed or fail. Ultimately, there are many different styles of leader, but each of these qualities is an important element, right? You have to be responsible. You have to be flexible. You have to be present. You have to have humility. Anybody, guys, I'll take this to the travel side. Anybody had a booking and you screwed something up? You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. You got to call them up and say, I messed up. Or I don't know, but I'm going to find the answer. That's humility, right? You have to be an effective communicator. You have to be able to communicate, right? You have to lead by example. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask the question again. Do these leaders fall into those categories? Do these leaders communicate? Do they lead by example? Are they down there with you? Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect.